Hey guys, it's Mikey. Well, I'm back to reviewing and ranting after a 7-month hiatus, folks. Why did I take this long hiatus? Well, I'll tell you why. First of all, I had jaw surgery in December, so I couldn't talk or move my mouth, and it will be pretty difficult for me to review a show while I was healing from my surgery. Second, I just needed to take a break. I was basically running out of ideas to rant about, so I just needed a break to think of some good ideas to rant and review about. Well, and then in that case, I'm back. So today, I'm going to rant on 2 Nickelodeon shows that I extremely despise. Those 2 shows are Sanjay Craig and Breadwinners. So, without further ado, here is my rant on Sanjay Craig and Breadwinners. I'll start with Sanjay and Craig. I have seen a ton of bad shows that have aired the past decade, but now I can't think of one that's worse than Sanjay and Craig. My God, Nickelodeon was just starting to get back on track again with the cancellation of Fanboy and Chum Chum and Marvin. Now we've got a show not only worse than those 2 of the worst show on Nickelodeon, but it's also the worst show to ever exist on planet Earth. Similar to Fanboy and Chum Chum, there's no real storyline to the show, to be honest. It's just 2 random dweebs farting around all day and doing nothing but make fart jokes and act like idiots. The humor is super painful in this show. It takes fart jokes to a whole new level, and I didn't get a single laugh watching this pile of shit. It's 100% unfunny, 100% unoriginal, and it's 100% disgusting. None of the characters on this show are likable or funny. Plus, they all got really dumb names too. And the animation in this show looks awful. The characters on the show look hideous, and it's from animator Jay Horrell, the animator of Bob's Burgers. I will admit, on Bob's Burgers, the characters do have pretty decent designs, and it does flow pretty nicely. But on Sanjay and Craig, it looks so outrageous, so cheap, so bland, no detail at all. And it looks just as awful as a direct-to-video animated movie. And what's even worse about this show is that Nickelodeon renewed it for a 2nd season. A 2nd season! That is shit, Nickelodeon! That is shit! You've made plenty of mistakes the past 8 years with these bad shows you've aired and renewed them for a 2nd season. 2013 has been a disaster for Nickelodeon. We've had Haunted Hathaways, The Thundermans, Sam and Cat, Rapids Invasion, and this show, of course. Make one more mistake and I'm finished with you guys. Except for shows like Penguins of Madagascar and TMNT. Those shows I'll continue watching. But seriously, and to Mini Moon 2020, have you ever heard of an opinion? I've read several of your reviews, and you've always said this show is better than overrated shows such as Cat Dog, My Gym Partner's a Monkey, Sidekick, Scaredy Squirrel, Chalk Zone, Squirrel Boy, blah blah blah. And then you insult people for their opinion and say they have really bad taste. Well, you know, you already loving cartoons a lot of people hate. So does it really make a difference? And I loved Cat Dog and Chalk Zone when I was growing up. And so did a lot of people. So grow up, quit acting like a whiny crybaby, and learn what an opinion is and to accept it. I haven't seen Squirrel Boy or Shrunken School, but they both sound terrible. But I have seen Tech and the Power of JoJo, and I do agree with you. That show sucks. But at least it's more watchable than Sanjay and Craig. And don't bash me because that's my opinion. which I just explained to you about. If you keep bashing fan bases for shows like Cat Dog, Chalk Zone, or Squirrel Boy, that's not going to make people change their minds on those. Since people will continue to have the same opinion on any show they've watched unless they change their minds. Oh yeah, the Mighty Beat was terrible for sure. Bottom line, Sanjay Craig will forever be the worst show of all time, along with the Jersey Shore. And never, I repeat, never look at, talk about, think about, or even glance at this colossal piece of elephant shit. Next up is Breadwinners. Breadwinners? More like bread losers. Oh, Nick, will you ever learn? Breadwinners is Nickelodeon's recent cartoon that just pushes them a little further down into the proverbial toilet. It is the abomination of what is wrong with their way of thinking. Allow me to provide a little history. Breadwinners originally started as an online cartoon on YouTube. You might be wondering why that is a bad thing after all. A lot of people get their big break on YouTube. However, there is a problem with Breadwinners. The original video doesn't have 200,000 views. I'm not joking. Secondly, it is the only video the channel has uploaded. Basically what this means is that if I upload a flash animation of me eating a burger and it gets less than 200,000 views, somehow I am eligible for a show on Nickelodeon. It's stupid. But enough of my rambling, let's get to the show itself. Breadwinners is about a duo of ducks who work in a bread company. Their job is to mine bread and deliver it to other ducks while avoiding monsters. Yeah, it's really that simple and stupid. Basically, there is no real interesting thing to take from this. Let's talk about Breadwinners' art direction. To keep it short and sweet, it's freaking ugly to look at. The main characters, Sway and Badoos, seriously, who came up with these names? Are supposed to be ducks. But they don't even look like ducks. Heck, they don't even look like anything resembling a bird. When you can't even make your characters look like something they're described as, you're screwed up big time. But I'll give them credit by saying that at least they look like they were drawn. Besides a few other characters, the rest of the world is composed by real-life cutouts. The citizens of whatever the city is named are literally just real-life ducks with drawn-on features like eyes or whatever. It's jarring and looks completely lazy. It's like they tried to mimic Cartoon Network's Gumball, only that show actually does the cartoon mix with reality thing well. Heck, even South Park does it freaking better. This show just butchers the ever-living crap out of it. The set pieces are just as bad as they lack vibrancy and are just all around uninteresting to look at. The music is also abysmal. The background songs are laughably bad and the vocal songs are mind-crushingly awful. The songs the main characters sing are enough to make me want to listen to an entire Justin Bieber album. Next up, the humor and the characters of the show. Let me put this in the gentlest way possible. The humor in this show will make you question humanity. It's that bad. The jokes are just mainly composed to toilet humor, internet memes, and butt jokes. The main characters literally just keep mentioning their butts in some way, shape, or form. Heck, the show even has them twerk at points. Because that's what makes kids laugh. Watching the crappiest looking things in the world shaking their butts. Quality writing, huh? Perhaps one of the most cringe-worthy lines said by a character was one of the worst lines I've ever heard in a cartoon. Just listen to this.
Do you poop?
Of course I poop. Everybody poops.
I knew it. I bet it smells like freshly baked bread.
Are you serious? What kind of person would ask that stupid question? I mean, seriously, that is not funny. That is disgusting and very disrespectful. No, seriously, that's what we're working with. If you can't write decent humor, consider finding another job, particularly in torture, because it's the only thing these writers seem to be good at. The characters are completely unlikable and absolutely annoying to watch, especially Badooz. God, I hate him. He's responsible for a lot of the butt jokes, and every time he speaks, I just want to punch him. Sway isn't much better, as he does a lot of stupid things, and just comes out as a bland character. The voice acting isn't pleasurable for the ears either. I don't think I need to spend time on anything else about this show. Everything is just so freaking bad that it's almost impossible to find something remotely decent. Even the name is stupid. If Nick is going to continue producing crap like this, it's only a matter of time before they start paying the price of it, figuratively and literally. Which brings me to another point. Would you believe me if I say this Abomination is actually one of Nick's highest rated shows? The show somehow did so miraculously well that it got renewed for a second season. Well, it's true. So if this show is still on in a few years, and you need someone to blame the kids who are somehow stomaching this trash. Well, I think I'm done. I really, really hope Nick gets their crap together, because this just spells failure for them. But I'm sure this show will somehow fail at spelling that too. Well, there's my rant on Sanjay Craig and Breadwinners. Now folks, I'm going to need your help for next week's review or rant. Comment below on what you guys want me to review or rant on next week. But here are the rules. It must be a show on either Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, or The Hub. For example, it could be a classic cartoon like Rugrats, Doug, Cow and Chicken, Johnny Bravo, so on and so on, or a modern cartoon such as My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Steven Universe, Adventure Time, Regular Show, Wander Over Yonder, and so on and so on. So comment below on what you guys want me to review or rant on next. This is Mikey, aka 1mikie19, and I'm signing out.